Hello, everybody. Papa back from a long hiatus, and Papa missed y'all so much, or at least, like legitimately just missed recording. It was really fun when I was able to do this more frequently, but unfortunately, all I can say is Masters level stuff, man, is no joke. I had to take some breaks and just kind of like focus on it, and still am. So I'm kind of like creating this as like a little update video just to kind of get a glimpse of what's been going on in my life. Aside from that, there's been lots of technical difficulties that have finally been resolved, but still waiting on some other things. And the most important thing though is that it is spooky season. It's about a month or two since I last uploaded something. Don't worry, plan's still in place. I do plan to continue Resi. Of course I do. I mean, it's Resident Evil, man. It's my favorite series of all time. And then, Konami just dropped some bombs for the Silent Hill franchise, which I got to get back into as well. So, I got to catch up. But, this is going to be more of like a short-ish, or around the same time I usually do for my updates through TF2 and other things. Kind of update you on my plan, but also, it's a very special time of year for Team Fortress 2, because it is Scream Fortress 2, as you can tell, with the soldier's roommate Marasmus, coming back again, and of course the bot situation has been resolved, baby. Save TF2. Having a fun time, good at the good old days. Apparently we got some new maps, so I'm going to go ahead and actually just load up these two. Let's see, hopefully we'll get some in there, but we'll see a lot of Halloween cosmetics, and I'll probably set one up as well. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Trust me, Papa didn't forget about y'all. Papa missed y'all greatly. Also, more importantly, missed playing kind of like just for himself, and for getting back to the backlog of games. If anything, I've been playing a lot of other games as well, but mostly kind of just like when I can, self-care type of things, like League of Legends I've been kind of getting back into. I'm usually a top laner as well for League, if anyone knows. So I'm more like a tanky boy. Regardless of what game I play, even here, heavy is my favorite class. He's my main. There's dozens of us. Shout out to Big Joey. He's the leader, as far as I can tell. But anyway, yeah, so top lane in League is usually reserved for or it's pretty much reserved for tanky boys and big beefy boys, and I've been frequently doing more jungling, so I'll probably go ahead and do that at some point, just to show you. Actually, let me go ahead and get that audio down just a little bit. I don't know how bad it's on your guys' ends, but just gotta lower that, so hopefully you can hear me. Ooh, zero gravity. Okay, so pretty much get back to okay, we're back to normal. Pretty much can get back to normal to what Scream Fortress is. It's just kind of a gimmick map and all that stuff, or not, gimmick maps, gimmicks galore type of thing. Okay, and then there's spells, there's spooky ghosts. No, don't scare me, Mr. Ghost. Oh no. All right, that would be bad, because if the team came and got us, they would get me. I forgot. Cool. So I use a spell, which may be invulnerable for a split second. There's a lot of different other spells. Cool. Alright, so we got some boys down. It's just a wild mess of fun, Carnival of Carnage, I think that's what it calls. And depending on the roulette by Marasmus, again, who's Soldier's, Soldier's former roommate, we can get some interesting mini games, and I'll show them off as well as we go. Oh man, I didn't even gotten to play this with my friends, just like personally in a while, like in a couple months or so, or maybe like in a few weeks. It's just like we're just like so busy, like my friends and I. Like we have our careers upon us, like our main careers upon us. You know, I'm in a master's program, typically paying to get my career started, at least to some extent. Like my parents and I. So it's been rough, especially with terms of self-care, because you know, video games is like is one of my main things, along with like anime and other projects I have. Oh, yeah. But anyway, so alright, forgot how to do this, but this is basically TF2 Rocket League, but except with scooters. Or sorry, not scooters, go-karts. See, there's like a ball there. Oh shoot. I'm horrible at this one, but the goal, basically, with these janky controls, is to, you know, Rocket League this stuff. Let's see, and I don't know if there's a timer or a score, but it's just wild fun. Oh, and there's the Headless Horseman. He kind of appears to different game modes for Scream Fortress, so he'll come up and pretty much try to kill as many people regardless of team. So oh, there we go, and I got knocked out, so I'm turned into a little ghosty ghost and rescue the other team. But anyways, Headless Horseman, what he does is just kind of kill people. Like even if we're playing a normal game in these modes, he'll just come out and, you know, decapitate people. And pretty much attack whoever. I believe whoever. Kind of always just gang up on them because we don't want to deal with them. I think it's first. Like playing the 3. Okay, I just realized it's on the bottom there. Yeah, Papa's been busy. Papa's been busy. Busy boy. A hard-working boy. And you know, I'm gonna be real. It's just kind of hard to take care of yourself when, like in general, especially in like a master's level courses, because so much you need to do, so much you got to do right or want to do right, but the acknowledgement too that you're just learning and that it's like you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. No, I don't want to give too much away because for privacy reasons, obviously, but I'm in a healthcare setting, lead at that, and it's a type of specialty that takes a lot out of you. I mean, the setting itself, there's so many jobs that really takes a lot out of everybody. Mine is more on the interactive side of things. Yeah, I don't want to relieve too much, but just to give context, it's just a lot. It's just a lot to manage at times because, you know, you gotta talk to people and in a way to help them get better, and you know, well, yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's something like maybe I'll be more transparent in later videos and how I get comfortable. Yes! Oh man, that was a good push. But anyway, yeah, I'm just like in a healthcare type of setting, and you know, healthcare is different specialties, but all are very, very high stress. And for me, it's like I'm still learning how to approach quality care through being authentic to myself and how I can provide that to others, to patients. So it gets hard at times because you never know at times, like when you're doing the right thing, or if you're doing really good work, or how effective you really are. But supervisors have been very supportive, kind of just sure all of us, like my cohort, not just me included, like, you know, we're doing a good job. We're doing the best we can. It's kind of still weird, especially with what's going on. That was a weird lag situation, and just like, you know, acknowledging that we're still learning. You know, that's just something I gotta ride high on. Ooh, got the strong man. Oh man, Another thing too, and we'll go back to this later, but alright, so this is kind of like we're just kind of bumping each other off. Okay, got that guy. So this one is just kind of like essentially knocking as many of the other teams possible. So we're playing up to 200, so we'll see.
Hey buddy, you look like you could use a bumper head. Pauzu, up I go.
So much magic!
Bonus ducks.
Come on, come on.
Moved mortals.
Oop. I gotta turn this off. I just lost track, but yeah, there's just a lot that's happened, and that's just one of them, the Masters level courses, and kind of how I'm dealing with it. Yeah, it's just kind of hard, because now it's like, as I'm getting into it, I'm on my final year, consistency, especially with something like this, is going to be more on, like, air of caution. Like, I'll have to get to it when I can get to it, which is, you know, like, not the most ideal, especially for something that's, like, streaming related, but there are games and times I just want to play for myself, rather than play for, you know, just showing this off to other people and all that. I know I don't really get a big player base and all that, but, you know, there's just certain games I want to play for myself, like, and then other games I just want to play for, like, show off to others, or, like, kind of like a way to externalize thoughts and all that jazz, kind of like what I'm doing right now. You know, games I want to kind of, like, motivate myself to play, just to get that setting in, have that authentic experience still. And, ooh, got him. Oh, I couldn't get him over. Yeah, that's just kind of been, the main, the central concern that's been plaguing my, capabilities of getting this all right, or getting these all, on track. But, aside from that, I finally got my PC built, so I've had to kind of like reset some things, re-download, kind of like try to figure out what else is going on. Like, it works for the most part, but there's still definitely a lot of work that needs to be done to, or some, not a lot, but like some work that needs to be done to make it like optimal, and especially with Windows 10 support kind of going down at around 2025 to make it upgradable to Windows 11, which is kind of making it annoying, even though it's like running new, like relatively new parts. It's like not registering like software wise what to do. I think it's like secure boot or something. I'm learning that end, but you know, I'm glad I have my own. Like, I'm pretty happy. My friends helped me out with making this new computador. I think I posted it, like at least the shell in the last update video I made. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's running at 1060. It could definitely go higher, but you know, it's pretty much what I can afford at the budget at the time right now. But hopefully in a year's time, I'll at least get like a mid-range GPU and kind of stick with that for years to come. Like, I'm satisfied with the 1060 in all honesty, but I know I can get more performance out of this thing and last a while. Thankfully, I had a lot of good friends who helped me get good parts and helped me with the process, because I've never built one by scratch, so I had a lot of help, pretty much help in the sense that a friend had to kind of like do most of the labor-ish parts, but no! Damn croissant boy. Anyway, where was I on? I'm just happy I'm back to playing this, doing this stuff again. I'm just genuinely super hyped, because I have lots of plans, everybody. I got lots of plans coming up.
Greetings, mortals.
But yeah, no, like, I don't know what I'm gonna upgrade to. You know, we're still in pandemic times, but
biggest strongman game, because you don't.
it's still kind of like it's still kind of like a. It's still kind of hard, really making a budget because I also want to get a Series X. In terms of console, I know console wars are kind of stupid, and I think they're both good, but people kind of they give the Xbox brand some harshness over PlayStation, even though PlayStation has got its fair share of drawbacks and other weird practices that kind of hinder me wanting to switch over to PlayStation. But no, like Series X, sort of, I just want to get it because I have an Xbox One, and I think Series X would be a good upgrade because in terms of my collection, I do have a 360 or AV Unit 360. I think it's like Evangelion stickers, Evangelion themed ish 360 that I was able to cop on Facebook Marketplace, and mainly as a backup if the backwards compatibility doesn't work for OG Xbox or Xbox 360 era games. I know with the Series X, I think has a more of a wider list of what you can do backwards compatibility wise. But, you know, like it's just good for collection purposes. Just like a nice little thing, and you know, online servers and stuff are still open. I think along with PlayStation. Yeah, no, like I either want a PlayStation. I'm open to PlayStation 5 or the Series X, but my heart is set more on the Series X at the moment. Essentially because I also like to have. I like to have the option of using discs as well. But I know the Series S is much cheaper and probably a better deal, especially since like a lot of like the consoles right now are probably switching to more like streaming platform type of thing in terms of like getting games in. Oh, that killed me. No. So yeah, like that's my thought. I'm satisfied with the PS3 because that's a whole side of game that I missed, and I got plans for that. I wanted to do a Fallout 3 playthrough with through this channel, because I played the game before, just not the complete edition. And I actually created a character in the likeness of an adult Anya from Spy X Family, but what I didn't know, and I had like a preface for this by my friend who sold it to me along with his whole collection. But what I didn't know was that the PS3 has I think copyright. Well, I forget what the actual thing is, but it's like programmed in or hardwired in that like if I try to record it, it's just gonna find it has a way to like mess with everything basically. And yeah, it'll just have like it'll have a way of like preventing you from like getting like quality recording. Like when I tried it and tried to test run it and had friends work with it. Oh, got him. Yay! Oh no, we lost. Sad. Goes down. Yeah, so like when I was trying to stream it for friends through Discord, it would lag like I don't know, like I'd shoot a weapon, right? And it would be like 3 to 5 seconds before the sound registers, and it just makes it unplayable. And like even without streaming to my friends through Discord, it would just be the same thing. Like it would just like be too jarring. There's no way I can do it because of the copyright built in. Yeah, and so like I know that a YouTuber I watch, Cat Icarus, one that he described as a way to overcome that copyright protection is to get a mirror, like a mirror device, so I can stream it to 2 different TVs or 2 different monitors. So what I'd have to do, at least how I understand it, is get I think 3 HDMI cords, 1 of those mirroring devices, so that way I can mirror it straight to the TV and then mirror it onto my recording, my audio cap, or not my audio capture, my capture device, so that the PS3 doesn't think it's being like pirated or anything of the sort. And then from there, it should be fine, but it's going to be very cumbersome and very hard to work with, because my whole setup is kind of like hard to access at times with the cords, because it's like it hides it very well. You know, meaning like it's just a really bulky piece of entertainment furniture that kind of gets in the way. So at some point I'll get to that, because I mean I've yet to play Last of Us, Infamous, Uncharted as a whole, which I really wanted to play, because I have played somewhat of each of those games, but I never had like a full legit playthrough, and just want to get to that, you know, just kind of see what it's like. And you know, I know Last of Us has like a remake that's coming out to PS5, or a second remaster or whatever. But I want to see how it went as like one of the last, or I think it's like the last exclusive for the PS3, like main exclusive for the PS3, and I just want to see how it compares, or how it stands on its own, because I played it. I believe I played it when my godbrothers had a PS4 and just got the remaster, but I want to see what it's like on the PS3, like the original hardware came out. Yeah, you know, and there's some like other stuff too I want to get to in there, like my PS3, like at least where it's housed in, like in terms of the entertainment system that I've like drilled holes and kind of modified in with. It's running, what was it say? Like, they got figurines and stuff. Like, I've been also having that as a collector's piece, or somewhat of a collector's piece with my friends, because I've recently had, like, figurines and other gifts. One of my friends specifically, you know, the guy who does figurine collecting, or, you know, small gifts and the like. But then I kind of rubbed off on me, along with some other things that I've been collecting recently and refurbishing. But like one of them is those collecting, and the PS3 side of things specifically is going to be like more WWE pro wrestling oriented, and I plan to do some kind of like unofficially, because I do have some pro wrestling games for Xbox already, but kind of like to realize that my pro wrestling history has, like, in terms of gaming, has had a good 50-50 split, but it all started on, actually no, I think it started on the 64 with WrestleMania 2000, the black cartridge, but my own collection, or like when I used to have a PSP and I played on that, it used to be, like, that's where I started playing pro wrestling games, like almost obsessively too. Like, I really loved playing those wrestling sim games, like SmackDown versus Raw. I think 2009 was my first game. Yeah, I should probably get that. See if I can get on my Vita and just play for fun or something. But it's kind of like, I also got, like, I think a pro wrestling one for like some of the Nintendo consoles, or I do have some growing, because you know, pro wrestling's awesome. People say it's not, or they don't understand it, and that's fine, but you don't understand how amazing pro wrestling is. You gotta really give it a chance. But anyway, that's I'm gonna disconnect, see if I can get a different game. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and touring again. Yeah, and like the PS3, for whatever reason, I think I just had like a sudden thought that I really want to see if I can. I really want to play a lot of pro wrestling stuff on it, or I don't know. Maybe it's just more of an aesthetic thing. I think the WW3 sounds good, because it's like, you know, I got my 360, which is AV Unit 360, and then the PS3's got to have its own identity, and it's like, you know, I went on a trip as well to see some family, and at one of the stores there, like one of the retro stores there, I hit up, which I got a lot of good stuff with. Let's see, I'll go ahead and give my hand at Scout, Stranger Things Scout. What's that again? But it was like action figures, which I never collected and never had a desire to collect. But then I was like, you know, might as well, and I collected a few. So probably like when this comes out, which I plan to release it sometime this. What the heck? Yeah, I'm trying that. But I plan to sometime, like as of this recording, I want to do it the Saturday of, and just kind of like get that out. And then I plan to record some other stuff in bulk. But anyway, I was gonna put some pictures in. I know like some earlier in this video too. We'll probably see some if I'm able to do so. But yeah, no, like it's been a long hectic 2 months or so since my last video, and I apologize that I can't really be consistent at the moment, but yeah, got that conga. Yeah. What a jerk, man. Hold on. I just legit lost my train of thought. But yeah, that's like one of the things. I also went on a trip to see some family recently for about a week around the end of summer. Labor Day fun as well with my with my friends, and then just been trying to catch up and just try to do a good job in my master's level courses and just survive and thrive. And at times it was hard to really like know if I'm doing a good job, as well as like if I'm gonna really really gonna make it by the graduation, or if I'm gonna be kicked out or something due to incompetence or whatever, which was a common thing amongst people in my cohort. So it was comforting. It's comforting to know that I'm not the only one around when we were like started to discuss that. Ah! All right, I almost died. That was so bad. That was so bad. Oh no, I got messed up. Yeah, no, I've also had a lot of good stuff added to my collection as well, which I might go more in depth in. I don't want to like just short notes this, but in summary, and I'll go. Screw it. I'll post like some pics of it. I've had my Sega collection really jump up because not only did my cousin gave me two of his or a few of his Sega Genesises. Like I think he gave me one to sell off, but gave me the models 1 and 2 for my own personal collection. But I also and also he gave me his games too, which is a massive library, or a lot of it from his library that he doesn't use anymore of it. But he also gave me his Sega Saturn, which is, for those who don't know, it's kind of like it's a gem, an underrated gem of a console. Definitely not the best. It had many severe drawbacks, but it's still, there's still something about it. There's still some stuff about it that are still really novel about it. And I got to play a few games. Got a few copy of some of the cheaper titles, but really fun titles, and I just fell in love with the thing. Like I didn't expect to fall in love with it because, you know, like this is when the console itself is when Sega really like lost their step, and the PlayStation, it's also around the same generation the PlayStation 1 came out and just wrecked Sony wrecked Sega. And you know, it was just like one of those consoles that it's kind of like why would you ever want this thing? It's just not a great console, at least in the perception of many. But for those who are able to make games for it, there's a lot of hidden gems that are like sadly being lost to gaming history. Yeah, it's like being lost to gaming history, and a lot of the discs too, at least at that time. I don't know if any newer DVD, CD formats have difficulties with this, but there's like a thing called disc rot, and a lot of Sega Saturn games suffer through that, and it's hard to really like play other games through it, other through emulation, which is, it's not. I don't know. It's not like I'm against it or anything, especially if the games are worth like, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But it's sad because I want to have that as my personal collection, and even Dreamcast too. They used to be super cheap, but with the current market, it's like even to find like games that used to be $5 are now like $100 because people are realizing how good the game and the system is. But sorry for all the tangential stuff and just like really like going all over the place, but I have so much just to share and just kind of like provide updates on what's going on. And I know I've expressed like just stress with like what's going on my end, but there's a lot of excitement too, so it's just kind of like hard to navigate at times. So I also have been kind of refurbishing. I actually recently got into cassette collecting as well. My dad, who I would say is the embodiment of the 60s and 70s, the only man I know who somehow looks good in disco shirt, bright yellow pants, boots, and like leather dress boots. Oh, whoa, got me there. Boots and fedora hat with a feather, and just looks natural, like just like normal somehow. If that makes sense, like that type of thing. So I kind of adopted his collection. My project is refurbishing the little mini setup that we have, which I'll be showing, along with the
bye, Mr. Sniper.
Along with the cassettes that he has, because some of them are like not kept in the best of conditions, or most of it was not kept in the best of conditions, and some of them are like warping, sounding garbled. So I've been like sifting through them all and just kind of dividing up what I need to work on, what needs to be refurbished, etc., etc. But I also but it all started actually because I found this Walkman, this really interesting Walkman from the 80s, and I think it was like for kids specifically. That was a radio and and a cassette player, and I ended up getting it for $15, but then I find out that it was like, I think, what was it, 50? It's like worth 150 to 500 depending on condition, comes in box or not. So just kept it. It had the bands were very old and worn, so I had to like order them through eBay from the UK just to even like get them refurbished, but inexpensive. It was inexpensive and an easy fix, so I've been kind of rocking that for a little bit, and my dad's or the family mini system along this collection. So I've been pretty busy with that as well in my personal life, and I'll send some pretty much when I said that stuff, it will be overlay on it. But yeah, point is just a lot of projects, a lot of other stuff. Always collecting for VHS, other retro related things. What else has been going on? Kind of just reconnecting with some of my other interests and stuff outside of doing this, video games, etc. Like I do I do martial arts as well, and I need to catch up to it because I'm like 1 level away from the black belt. Oh, yes! I got him with a bleed. Good, good, good.
Oh, spy.
So yeah, just like, kind of just managing self-care with improving myself through education and professionally and all that. So yeah, in terms of what it's gonna look like for this channel, I think I'll just have to like, I really wanted to try getting like 3 to 4 a month, but at this point and like what I need to do to like stay on top of my program and just kind of like to improve myself, you know, as a new practitioner in my field. It'll just be like on a basis of like when I can, which, you know, it's hard and used to be okay in a sense for channel growth and all that. Back in the day, like when like Let's Players were like just starting to be a thing, and it's not that I don't want like that I'm like prioritizing growth or anything like that, but it's like, you know, the more I do this, the more I watch videos, I realize I want to at least get somewhat better, more consistent, not just to like get more viewers or like improve quality and all that, but to just genuinely reach my goal of you know, just getting to my backlog and practicing self-care, because that's also like a thing I need to practice when especially in healthcare setting too. But oh, what the heck. Yes, got it. Oh, what? You weren't healing me? Come on, man. But anyway, I have been auto-balanced. Yay. TF2 is fair and balanced. But anyway, where was I on? Dang it, I lost my train of thought again. But point is, I just want to like get that consistency in, because it would just be really nice to. It would just help not only with like getting to a backlog, but I think just providing a better quality videos, like creating better quality videos, and then, you know, like having more fun, like just genuinely having more fun and taking care of myself and a schedule. Because it's like, as much as that there are times when like for self-care it should be more freeform, there's so much that I have an interest in, so much I want to do, but I have to like create some kind of structure, some kind of schedule, and I gotta start doing it to some extent, at least start, like really start to. I've always like dabbled, like always dabble in like how that kind of looks like, but never really like found a way that works, kind of like just kind of a way that works like at the time type of basis. So I want to start getting better at that and really like try to figure out what it is. But, you know, other thing too is that your own personal energy gets really impacted. Like it's like it gets like come on, gotta get this fool. Yes! Got him. Ah, no. We're doing this in a different way. Oh, that's my my Scream Fortress setup right there for Medic. I don't really have a dedicated Scream Fortress setup for any of the other classes, but I should. I really should, for aesthetics purposes, but yeah, like just self-care is another thing I've just been like is really having a struggle with, and I've always dabbled on it, but it is just hard, especially because like there's so much I want to do, like with friends, by my own, and all that, but there's just times where it becomes so exhausted that I just gotta like shut down and sleep in for a while, or like just do nothing, and that sucks, because it's also including this where I just don't even want to touch, you know, recordings or even like certain games. I just want to play like comfort games, and I know it's not like abnormal or like anything like that. It's just like it sucks, and I'm trying not to be hard on myself on it, but it's kind of hard when you really just want to do more, but your brain and your mind and your body kind of like don't allow you to. But in a different way as well, like it's also naturally the way for the body to tell you that you've done more than you should and you need a break. So it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. But Papa's back. He'll come back. He'll come and go, but Papa will get through it. And honestly, whoever's watching this too, like, you'll do fine. You know, like, you gotta. It's something I've been also coming to grips with too. But whatever professional goals you have or any other goals you have, you just gotta trust the process at times and just know that there'll be tough challenges, but it's all part of the process, and it's gonna help. It's gonna help, or you're gonna get through it. You just gotta find ways that help you, legitimately. Yeah, like as we come to the end of this recording, and I'm kind of like blurbing out and be like saying some random stuff, and be saying like, and yeah, and all that. So sorry, that's a bit of annoying as well. Not high quality content at that point, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I plan to do more Duel Links because I've been slowly getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, not really, but at least just wanting to get back into like Duel Links and just going more onto it until I get bored or something. Resident Evil, again, like I said, that's not gonna change. Like, I am totally gonna finish RE1, and there's still other games in the series I gotta play. Like Village, I still yet to play. Part of the reason why I want to get a next-gen console. I don't know, I want to.
Hey, Nexo, can we start?
There's also, what was it? What was the other ones I want to play? There's like, there's some of the side games like Outbreak that I wanted to play. Dead Aim, I still need to get. Survivor, which I also gotta find. I could have gotten that back in the day when I was a kid for $13, but now it's like cheapest copy I've seen was maybe like 60, maybe less, maybe more. I mean, so rough days. But what's that? But there's a lot there I want to play. Oh, and Resident Evil Revelations. Part of it why I don't have it. I don't have other games in the series, or a lot of the other games in the series, as like for this like channel or setup or something like that. Is some of them I want to play with my friends on our own little group weekly thing, which is also part of my self-care. But that's for a while. I still need to play the remakes of 2 and 3, or like I've played 2 and I got I think halfway through Leon's campaign, but I always get stuck and have to reset because I take breaks from it. Wish they would allow the save function of like using the ink ribbons in all the different difficulties. It's like my one gripe with the game, but otherwise it's a fantastic remake. Like 5 out of 5. 3 I've heard some mixed things about, but I'll have to save judgment for that whenever I get the chance to play it. I also have the original 3 that I want to play on GameCube. So I got the remake and the original that I really got to play. What else is there? You know, Silent Hill is also one I got to play, especially with what's going on. Fatal Frame is another one that I have on my list. Oh, Spy. Fatal Frame is another one. Some other games that I got recently. Alone in the Dark, I also just heard there was like some kind of indie remake or something going on. System Shock. There's a lot of games that I really want to play and do well with. It's just that it's going to take a while. So I got a lot of plans for y'all, and hope you all enjoy whenever you get to it. And then yeah, and then like even in my personal life too, I got games I want to play on my own. Like I do have plans to play some of the Pokemon games. Like I have yet to beat Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, play the newer stuff. You know, I'm actually really close, Elite 4 before I get to Cynthia and all that. But then there's also, I just recently got Soul Silver because a friend from my cohort gave it to me, and really want to play it. I actually have a whole team built that my other friend and my friend from high school, I mean, kind of planned out and built. So I'm gonna start that, and I still have to beat Fire Red. I've never beaten Fire Red, even though I've played it so many times and restarted multiple times, because once you get to Elite Four, it's just hard, and I wouldn't say like in a fair-ish way, just very messed up kind of way. Like, you kind of like soft lock until you grind, which takes forever. But then I've also had like not the best teams or like diversity movesets, especially when you're a kid, because you just kind of go with whoever's strongest. Very rudimentary.
Where is he?
Level changes and stuff like that. So that's also my list as well. So I got those going for me, and then Fallouts I kind of want to do my own, in all honesty. I actually do plan to do Fallout 76 actually. Occasionally for this one I might do multiple profiles. I heard the game got really good, like really good, and like, you know, because Fallout 76 was like a disaster on release, but now it's like overwhelmingly positive on Steam. They did so much work that's basically became another No Man's Sky type of situation, where like the actual work became amazing, or the actual game became amazing due to like the constant updates. And amazing as in like not the best thing ever made, obviously, because there's still a lot of flaws, but like, you know, just like a fun game to play and chill with, especially with friends and fans of the series. So I want to get into that. What else is there? Yeah, like, and of course I want to do some random games. Like a lot of like, a lot of my plan too now is like, I got a lot of games that are not, I wouldn't say are really like, I want to make a series out of per se, essentially because of like a lot of them are old school, like NES, SNES era, and some of them don't have like save states, or like some of them don't really end. Some of them, I mean, like some of them don't necessarily end, or some don't, like some of them necessarily don't like have an ending, or it's like I can't really like save state it, so it's just kind of hard to really fit in time, like proper time to play and complete it, at least at the time. I might do like I might am open to streaming at some point. Don't know through what. Like, I'm thinking YouTube. I know Twitch, like, even though Twitch is like the king of that, YouTube, because it's just like I kind of want to keep it all in one platform, but like for convenience sake. But we'll see when we get to that route. Okay. This will be the last game before I have to log off, but yeah, like I do have some planned, especially I had some plans for the horror specifically, because not only am I bringing back Resident Evil and continuing, because like we got to get the Jill scenario, complete Chris's. Sorry, Richard, for letting you die like that. Thought you were a zombie that whole time. Should have saved you. We'll definitely play that for like a stream at some point. But what I also want to do is like something special for Halloween, because Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, if not my favorite holiday, if I had to pick one. So I'm planning to do some like a double feature the next few days or so, like a couple days or so, to record that and release two things for Halloween. Haven't decided what it's gonna be yet. I might experiment to see how streaming, or not streaming, like recording through a capture card like an NES will be, because I have some more gothic inspired games, like obviously Castlevania. I just got that, it's really fun. I don't plan to beat it, but if I do, I do. and then something more modern as well. And then of course Resi's gonna come out at some point before the month ends. That is my absolute goal in that. But aside from that, that's kind of my quick notes, or my, what is it, like student notes, like what's quickie notes or whatever it's called, about like what's been going on my end, and a lot to go on. I'll show you what I got. This is done, or probably already selling already, whatever. Yeah, like that's kind of like at least the updates, and hopefully I'll be somewhat more consistent, or at least more frequent. And I think with my other follow-up video, which I don't know which game I'll do it with. Maybe it'll be Duel Links. Most likely it's gonna be Duel Links. I'll at least update you like the electronic problem, or the electronical problem. Or, not electronical. Blah, blah, blah. Can't speak. Need water. Drink water, boys and gals. Y'all need to hydrate. What was I gonna say? Yeah, like I'm gonna update you like what exactly was like the situation I was dealing with electronic interference in another video, and just kind of delve into that and what I understood it to be, and just kind of give a proper update. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Welcome to and happy to be in spooky season. A lot of good horror stuff coming out. A lot of oh yeah, and like the news that Silent Hill is getting the remakes. Spin-offs and a Silent Hill 2 remake. So that's also on the list as well to get it to, because I've yet to. Like back in the day when Let's Plays were starting out, I did watch a Silent Hill 2 Let's Play along with like a bunch of Resis. But I have yet to play a full playthrough on my own. So that's also on the list at some point as well. Got a lot on the list. It's always been on the list, but just wanted to get to that as well. Yeah. Well, Papa is gonna see y'all later, and take care, everybody. Take care. Papa bless. Bye.